So, as in most Marvel movies nowadays, you go in knowing this is going to suck. Thank God I didn't pay for this shit. Where do I begin with this? It seems like they were trying to make their version of the Suicide Squad with a bunch of shitty villains from crap movies and Black Widow's sister and her dad, and then Winter Soldier as well. There's just okay. So I'm gonna go over my biggest gripes. Is that these fight scenes are just they're pretty shit overall. So the first 5 minutes we see Black Widow's sister. She's in some lab or something, and there's some guy in there with a gun to her, a scientist guy, but you know how to use the gun, and then she comes and gets the gun from him, and then they're fighting, and then he knocks her down, and they're wrestling and all over the place, and then she ends up on his head, like her legs around his head, and he has a gun. I kid you not, this is an actual scene. He has the gun in his hand, and all he had to do was turn it towards himself, but aim it up a little at her, and he could have killed her right there. But no, she's punching him and hitting him, and instead he kills himself. I'm gonna try. This is really. I knew going in it was gonna be bad. I just. Okay, and then we get to Elaine from Seinfeld. And Elaine from Seinfeld is being impeached because in that shitty, god awful Captain America movie with Harrison Ford, where he was the Red Hulk, it somehow affected her, or she's somehow responsible, or I don't know. Somehow it's related to her, and they're trying to impeach her, and they're doing this investigation. So she panics, and she tries to get all the shitty super villains, or I guess we got a bunch of villains and some crappy heroes from these god awful shows. So we got the villain from Ant-Man, which that chick is pretty hot actually. You know, she's probably one of the rare good things in this. You got what's her face? Oh, the Taskmaster chick from the Black Widow movie, the female Taskmaster. She shows up and she gets killed instantly. So, and from what I remember, I could swear that in the Black Widow movie, was it her mother or something? Somehow it was related to Black Widow. Though I can't remember if it was her mother or her sister or something. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but for some reason I remember her being related to them somehow. And when she gets killed, uh, what's her face, the Black Widow's sister, she's just like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, I guess she did try to kill Black Widow, but anyways, so Elaine from Seinfeld decides to all send them to this underground bunker thing to get them trapped in there fighting each other, so she can activate some protocol thing to kill them because she's worried that they're going to find out she was using these shitty people to do spec op missions or whatever. Then you got the Captain America reject jerk off that couldn't beat the Wakanda chick. I'm trying. And then we have uh the Winter Soldier, who for some reason now, which I don't understand, is he's a senator or a governor or something. And I'm thinking, this guy can be instantly triggered with some keywords to kill everybody around him in seconds, but we're going to make him a governor and send him in there. Now, in the Wakanda movie, or what was it? Was it Black Panther? I think I think at the end they said they fixed that maybe where he can't be triggered like that or whatever. But Winter Soldier is not somebody who should be working as a senator. That's the least of his worries. I mean, the other thing is, she looks like total shit in this movie. She looks really fucking bad. I don't know why they have her. She just looks like absolute shit in this. She looks like hell. She don't look hot or anything. In Black Widow, she looked relatively hot. You look at this, she looks like some dyke lesbo. Just looks like shit on this. Most of them do look like shit, I have to say. It's just so what ends up happening is they get out of this trap that Elaine from Seinfeld set for them, because she's trying to kill them because she doesn't want the investigators to find them, because if they find them, then she'll be impeached because she made a secret team or whatever the fuck. And then it turns out there's a Superman in there. I kid you not. There's this guy. This guy turns out to be Superman, literally, or like Homelander. He's basically Homelander and Superman. And then Elaine just butters him up, and then he cucks himself to Elaine. And then Elaine from Seinfeld's like, oh, well, you need to kill them and all this so they can't impeach me. And then they try to attack him, and he just owns all of them like nothing. And then Elaine's like, oh, okay, well, you have to kill them now. And he's like, no, I don't. She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't have to listen to you. I'm a god now. Like, I don't have to listen to anybody. And it's just... It's just really bad. You know, Suicide Squad 2 is the best version of what this movie was trying to be. It's trying to be the same thing. This was supposed to be their Suicide Squad thing, and it just didn't work because you have all these shitty people on here. And they look like absolute shit on top of it. That was the worst part, man. They just... Look how bad she looks. It's... Anyways, all I can say is I couldn't finish it, man. It was just sucked. What is this rated? See what this is rated. 7.8. I would give it, I'd say a solid 4, and that's being generous. It was just... No, I don't care about any of these people in there. That's the main thing. I mean, the only person that I relatively liked or cared about was Bucky. And then that chick from Ant-Man that's pretty hot, but you don't see her much in it, but I don't know what else to say. It just wasn't a good movie. And then to have a Superman on there like that, like... I don't want to waste any more time on this. That's all I got to say. Just... I knew it was going to be bad going. This is what I hate about this, is I always know it's going to be bad, but when I mean, this is really, really bad. Okay, I mean, we're talking like... I mean, really, your villain is Elaine from Seinfeld, trying not to be impeached, and then some dweeb cuck who gets turned into Superman that thinks he's a god. Like, I can't with this. Thanks for watching. Bye.